So how should you prepare for your next behavioural interview? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you an easy structure to follow so you can ace your next behavioural interview. So the first step is to read the job description, because in that job description will be some clues about what behaviours they'll be asking you questions about. And in the B2B marketing world, these will be phrases like prioritising, persuasion, managing multiple projects, self-starter, ability to work with sales. And off the back of those phrases, you may find you get questions like this. Give me an example when your workload was too much. How did you prioritise what to do? When the sales team asked you for something which they think is important, but you didn't, how did you handle the situation? Or give me an example of a time when somebody disagreed with an idea that you came up for some marketing. How did you approach bringing them around to your view? So once you've identified what you think those behaviours are likely to be, the next step is to get a piece of paper and write down each of those behaviours on the left-hand side. Then alongside that list, you're going to have 4 headings: context, action, result, and learnings. And for each behaviour then, you're going to write down an example that you've had to show for that particular behaviour in each of those columns. Context is exactly what you think it might be. It's just giving somebody a bit of context behind what was happening in that situation. Action is the action that you took. Avoid the word we, because it's important for employers to understand exactly what you did, not what the collective did. Results speak for itself. Now that doesn't always have to be positive, because I think honesty and humility are really important traits too. And then lastly, learnings. What did you learn from that situation? How would you handle it differently today if you came across it? So once you've got that down, it's now about practicing saying it aloud. So it comes as naturally as talking to one of your friends down the pub. It's got to feel a bit more like a story as you're sort of telling it. And the only way to do that is to simply practice, practice, practice. So have your piece of paper out and just go for it. Now, from my experience, most people tend to skip over the action part. If anything, you need to lift the drama a little bit in this action bit, because sometimes retelling it a bit factually doesn't quite live up to the reality of what it was actually like for you in that situation. So really focus on that. And ultimately, employers want to know what action you took, what you actually did in this particular situation. So arguably, it's the most important bit. So, to recap, look for clues in the job description for those behaviours. List the behaviours out and then start to describe them around the context, the action, the results and the learnings to build that story. Then practice the hell out of it.